My beloved child, you are now standing in the realm of the Spirit, right in the midst of a sacred vision I prepared for you long before you were born. This is no longer the time to question whether it is truly my voice you're hearing. This is the moment for you to open your heart wide and let my Spirit reach the innermost chambers of your soul. For I have seen the tears you never dared to shed. I have heard the sighs you never allowed to escape your lips. And I know the aching emptiness that lingers deep within you, a seat in your soul that no one can fill except the one I myself have chosen to walk alongside you in this eternal journey. Oh, my precious one, the truth about your soulmate will no longer remain hidden. I concealed it in the previous season, not as a punishment, but as protection for both souls from the relentless assaults of darkness. I knew that if I revealed it too soon, the enemy would launch every scheme to sabotage that divine connection with confusion, hurt, and division disguised as logic. But today, as you read these words, I am unsealing what was once veiled. No more riddles. No more blurry dreams. This is the radiant truth, now illuminated by my own light. You've sensed that soul before, haven't you? A familiar essence, even if you've never met face to face, or perhaps only passed each other briefly like two streams unaware of where their paths would one day converge. Yet something deep within stirred, not out of fleeting emotion, but as an echo of an ancient covenant formed before time began. Your soul once touched theirs in that sacred place the natural eye cannot perceive, and now I, your faithful God, am confirming to you that what you felt was no illusion. It was a divine invitation from the very depths of my heart. But you must understand this. To truly enter that sacred bond, you cannot come with the expectations of man, but with the preparation of one who has been set apart. The soulmate I appointed for you is not merely a reward for your loneliness. They are a vital part of the divine mission I have placed upon your life. Every wound you have endured, every betrayal you have overcome, every moment you chose to remain in me rather than chase after hollow comforts. These have all been part of the refining fire, preparing you for this holy reunion. For without that fire, your soul would not be deep enough to hold the weight of who they are when they arrive. My child, this truth may cause your heart to tremble, for a part of you still fears being hurt again, fears hoping only to be disappointed, fears being traded in once more. But let me speak this plainly to you. What I am unfolding today is not a mere opportunity. It is destiny. It is not a random meeting, but the return of two souls who were once torn apart by time, by distance, by the brutal interference of darkness. And now, it is I who am mending the red thread that was once severed by unseen attacks. Yet there is one thing I need you to engrave upon your heart. The rising of this truth is not for emotional fulfillment alone, but to call you into a deeper dimension of obedience. For every step you take in this divine connection must be led by the Holy Spirit. If you walk into it with a soul still carrying unhealed wounds, you may unintentionally harm what I am carefully rebuilding. But if you step forward with a heart that places me first, above all else, then this connection will become the foundation of a greater transformation, not only in your personal life, but in the life of an entire generation. Do not ask me when that person will appear. Do not try to search for their face, their voice, or their past. Let my Spirit guide you in ways no human interference can disrupt. Allow me to bring them forth at the appointed time, when both of you are prepared in spirit, in emotion, and in purpose. And when that time comes, you will need no proof. A profound peace will be your sign. The sacred presence between two souls will be your confirmation, and the voice of mine within your heart will be the final declaration. My child, I now invite you back into the quiet place, not to wait in anxious suspense, but to be trained in steadfastness. Let this word become a light in the darkness, a promise etched deeply within your soul, a covenant between me and you that no one can break. For what I begin, I always complete, and the one I have appointed for you, no matter how many storms they must endure, no matter how many spiritual boundaries they must cross, will stand beside you at the hour I have ordained. In recent days, you may have felt something stirring within you, something you could not quite name, a quiet unrest, a silent wave rising from the deepest place in your soul, a yearning not yet fully formed, as though a whisper from another realm is gently knocking on the door of your heart. I want you to know this is not random. It is a subtle yet urgent warning from heaven, and behind that warning stands the Archangel Michael, the supreme commander of heaven's armies, the one I have sent to make a way for you in this spiritual battle. Michael does not come as a distant figure of myth. He has been trying to reach you through dreams you cannot forget, through sudden tears that fall without a known reason, through moments that seem ordinary, yet leave your mind unsettled by something greater than reality. Michael has come, not to prove his might, but to defend the destiny I am unveiling to you in this sacred hour. He has fought tirelessly against the forces of darkness that seek to keep you blind and bound, because this moment, this very second in which you read my words, must not be stolen again. My beloved, today is the day I lift the final veil, a day when delay is no longer permitted, a day when all the forces of heaven have been summoned for this encounter, not because you are perfect, but because you are chosen, the one whose quiet faithfulness has moved the heart of heaven, the one whose silent sighs have been recorded in the pages of the book of life. And because of this great love, I will not let you wander in the dark any longer. The truth I am placing into your hands now is beyond the capacity of human understanding, yet it will satisfy every holy longing within you. It is both a flame that illuminates and a sword that divides. It is both a healing balm and a catalyst that ignites spiritual awakening. You cannot receive this truth as mere information. You must embrace it as a covenant, a blood-bound covenant, etched by the very authority of the living one. You once cried to me through tears, asking, "Why do I still feel incomplete? Even though I've been faithful, I've prayed, I've obeyed." And today I answer you, because a part of you has been hidden even from yourself, a part that could only be unlocked when Michael completes his assignment. It is the part of your spirit that is bound to the one I created uniquely for you, a person not merely meant to fill emotional emptiness, but to walk with you in sacred mission, a journey that touches the souls of others and breaks the generational chains of darkness. My beloved child, this truth, my dear one, is both sacred and dangerous, for once it is revealed, not only will heaven begin to move, but hell will tremble and rise in resistance. The enemy has long feared the union I have ordained between you and the one I have chosen. They know that if two souls, crafted to be one in my spirit, find each other, and entire bloodlines imprisoned in darkness will be set free. And because of how dangerous this truth is, I did not allow the meeting to happen before now. But precisely because of the redemptive and healing nature of this revelation, I can no longer withhold it. You have been refined long enough. Your heart has learned humility through suffering, faithfulness through isolation, and surrender through the storms. Now is the time for you to take up the torch of revelation that Michael has guarded, so it may burn away the final remnants of every lie and illuminate the path ahead of you. Do not be afraid when truth comes with the full weight of its glory. For with this truth, I also release my grace. I will not let you collapse under the burden of what I am entrusting to you. On the contrary, I will lift you up with a strength you have never known, a boldness that no one will be able to deny. You will no longer be the one who hesitates to cross the boundaries of the unknown. You will become the pioneer, anointed to break barriers, to stand at the edge of the abyss and pull an entire generation out from the arms of darkness. Michael is still here, still beside you, still fighting, not because you are weak, but because you are precious. He did not walk away when you doubted. He did not retreat when you wept in confusion. He has held his ground, ready to act at my command, the moment you begin to declare by faith and walk in obedience. Now, rise up in spirit. Do not read further if your heart is not ready. But if you choose to trust, then say it aloud, right now. Lord, I receive the truth you have for me. Even if it's dangerous, even if it hurts, even if I don't yet understand, I know you love me. And your love is the safest place for me to be. And the moment you speak those words, the entire spiritual atmosphere around you will shift. Doors that were locked by the power of darkness will burst open. Angels who had been restrained by doubt will be released to carry out heaven's orders. And you will begin to see with your spiritual eyes that Michael stands ready to usher you into a new chapter, a chapter where truth is no longer hidden, where love is no longer stifled by fear, and where your soulmate is no longer far away, but waiting for your step forward. My beloved, do not be quick to conclude based on what you presently see, and do not let the delays in your life cause you to doubt what I have promised. For there are things of eternal value that cannot be birthed through haste or human urgency. My love for you is never rushed, and the things I am preparing for you, including your soulmate, are being carefully tended, refined, and aligned into place at the exact time, in the exact stage of spiritual maturity, as I have ordained. Both you and the one I've chosen carry my mark, a divine seal that no force on earth can erase. But it is also because of that seal that your journey will not look like others. It will not be the path of ease, fleeting emotions, or relationships governed by demands and wounds. This is a journey of preparation, meant to carry the weight of heavenly glory. It is a union ordained not just for companionship, but for mission, for the release of life, healing, and light to those around you. My beloved child, I know there have been moments when you were weary. I have seen the times when you lifted your eyes to heaven and cried out, "Lord, how much longer?" But, my beloved, I did not remain silent to punish you. I remained silent to perfect you. Every day that you learn to hear me in the stillness is a day you are being etched deeper into divine wisdom. Each time you choose forgiveness over resentment, perseverance over giving up, you are breaking chains that even generations before you never dared to confront. And your soulmate is walking through that same process. Even though you cannot see it, I can. Even though they do not speak of it, I hear every silent sigh rising from within their heart. It may be that right now, you and this person still dwell in two different worlds. Perhaps you are in a season of deep spiritual growth while they are still wrestling with unanswered questions. But do not forget, I am the one who holds time itself. When I speak a word, all of creation and the spiritual realm move to fulfill it. You don't need to know where they are. You only need to know this. I am leading both of you to an intersection that has already been divinely appointed. A place where all things will become clear, and every fragment that once seemed unrelated will fit perfectly into a sacred masterpiece. That day will come. The day when no one will be able to deny that it was I who authored the reunion. The day when you and this person will meet, not in the midst of lack, but in the overflow of faith, not with hearts still bleeding from old wounds, but with souls that have been healed and renewed in me. On that day, you both will look back and realize every hardship endured, every moment when you had to choose to believe me without understanding, none of it was in vain. And when you and your person step into the bond that I myself have ordained, it will not be merely a sweet love between two human beings. It will be a divine partnership. Two souls, two flames, igniting together to shine for a generation. You will uplift one another, not only emotionally but spiritually. There will be days when you are tired, and they will intercede for you without needing you to say a word. There will be nights when they fall, and you will be the voice from heaven sent to remind them they are not alone. Your lives together will not be perfect, but they will be covered by my presence. Your journey will not be free of trials, but it will always be guarded by angels. And your love will not be built on fleeting emotions, but on the foundation of me, the unshakable one, the one who has called all of heaven to witness this covenant. My precious child, to reach that day, you must keep walking the path before you with obedience. You must learn to love me more than the waiting. Love my voice more than your need for certainty. Love the process I am doing in you more than the ending you long for. Because when you make me your priority, I will bring everything else into its rightful place. And if there ever comes a day when your heart grows tired again, when you find yourself asking, "Is it really true, Lord?" then remember what I am speaking to you now. Remember that you are not alone, that your person is also walking their own parallel road, a road full of trials, yes, but also guided by the same loving hand, that every time you cry in a quiet room, I am touching their heart in a distant place, and then, at the appointed time, I will cause you both to hear the same call, feel the same rhythm, and carry the same longing. And nothing will be able to separate what I have divinely joined, my beloved child. When I join two souls together within the divine plan I have ordained, I am not searching for perfect people, those without blemish or failure. On the contrary, I find the deepest beauty in the souls who have weathered storms, yet choose to walk in humility and reverence. You and your soul companion are such souls, ones who have descended into the valleys of pain, but refused to be swallowed by the darkness, ones who have fallen but chose to rise, to wipe their tears, and to keep walking toward a deeper meaning of life. I know every wound you carry in your heart, I was there in every silent moment you endured, in the times you pretended to be strong while your soul felt like it was shattering. And I also know the invisible battles your soul companion has fought. They too bear scars from the past. Words that cut deeply, betrayals that came without warning, and seasons of loneliness where no one was near enough to see the truth. I witnessed both of you struggling in the dark, and it was I who did not let the darkness consume you. It is precisely because you both have known pain that your meeting will not be ordinary. It will be a convergence of healing, of compassion, and of tears that are dried without the need for explanation. When your eyes meet, few words will be needed to understand one another. For what you have silently endured, the other has tasted in their own way. I have not orchestrated this encounter simply so you can feel loved, but so that you might understand what it means to truly love. A love that lifts a recovering soul, rather than demanding their perfection. Therefore, when I bring the two of you together, whether as a divinely appointed life partner or a soul friend to journey with you in this season, remember this: the most precious gift you can offer them is not your perfection, but your sincerity. Come together not to impress or to prove anything, but to be seen, to be understood, and to heal side by side in my light. I know that because of old wounds, both you and the other may carry defenses. You may at times wonder, will they truly understand me? And they may fear, if you knew my full past, would you still stay? But it is in those moments when you choose to open your hearts, not just sharing your strengths, but also your vulnerabilities, that I am glorified. Because when my light shines into the hidden corners you once kept sealed, it is not only you who are set free, but the bond between your souls that is woven in truth and safety. Learn to listen, not to reply, but to empathize. Learn to view each other's past, not to judge, but to see the growth I have nurtured through every step. Learn to slow down when the other needs time, for no one can run on feet that once were broken. And don't worry if they are not ready to open up completely right away. I am still working within them, just as I am working within you. My child, healing does not always come through instant miracles, but through daily patience. The early conversations may be cautious. There may be unintentional misunderstandings, but if you keep your heart tender, if you choose to forgive before they even realize they've caused pain, if you keep your eyes fixed on me instead of demanding from one another, then I will do the impossible. I will turn two fractured stories into one living testimony of my love. My beloved child, you will see, the one I send into your journey is not merely a companion, but a precious gift I bestow upon you amid countless trials. They will not make you whole, for only I can do that. But they will carry the cross with you each day, pray with you in the dark of night, rejoice with you over every small victory, and stand with you in faith when everything around seems uncertain. My child, remember this: true friendship is not defined by presence during easy times, but by remaining when everything becomes hard to express. The soul companion I have chosen for you will not always be perfect, nor always right, but they will be the one who dares to walk with you into the sacred terrain I am unveiling. They will not turn away when you are weak, nor will they hesitate to face the unhealed darkness alongside you, and you too will become such a divine gift to them, a small yet unwavering light, a friend who does not abandon, a companion who does not leave, even in the midst of the storm. Whether this bond takes the form of marriage or a kindred friendship, what I care about is not its outer form, but the inner operation. Unity in the spirit, deep understanding, and a shared willingness to grow together. I do not bring the two of you together merely to fill each other's emptiness, but to open a new chapter where my light will shine through your union, bearing witness to the world that what was once broken, I can restore. What was once lost, I can rewrite. And finally, my beloved one, step into this connection not with fear, but with faith. Not with the heavy burden of needing to be the right person at the right time, but with the gentle assurance of a soul that knows it is walking in the right direction under the guidance of the Holy Spirit. For if I am the one leading you, then the one you meet, the time you meet, and the way you grow together, none of it is a mistake. My beloved child, when I join two souls together, it is not so they may walk through a flawless journey without turbulence, but so they may learn to love amid imperfections, learn to build a bond that rises above fleeting emotions, and learn to protect the sacred covenant I have initiated. Remember this: unity is not born in days full of laughter, but is forged in moments of tension, in the clashing of thoughts, and in those split seconds when each person must choose: will I mend the fracture, or let it spread? I am not unfamiliar with the seasons where you feel distant, when conversations no longer flow as they once did, when every word feels like a potential misunderstanding, and the smallest things stir your heart into unrest. I know there will be moments when you feel wounded by a seemingly careless remark, or by the silence that lingers too long from the very friend I placed in your life. But, my child, in those very moments, what I long for most is not judgment between right and wrong, but humility. When misunderstanding arises, your first instinct will be to protect yourself, to defend your stance, and to strengthen your argument. That is human nature, but if you allow your divine essence to speak, you will choose to humble yourself in search of true understanding. I do not need champions of arguments. I seek those willing to lose their pride in order to win in love, because only when both of you lower your hearts, sit down together, and face your differences in the light of my presence, can you truly reach the deep unity I have ordained for you, my beloved child. When you choose not to speak out for fear of causing pain, or when you remain silent, believing the other person should just understand, you create an opening. And the enemy, the one who has long lingered at the borders of your sacred connection, will swiftly enter through that gap with deceitful whispers, with seeds of doubt, with subtle isolation, causing you to begin perceiving the very one you love as a threat. I have witnessed far too many relationships that were meant to bring healing and become a foundation for generations, yet they were fractured simply because no one was willing to take the first step. My child, learn to see your friend not only through the lens of fleeting emotions, but through the light of truth. Ask me before you judge. Present your anger to me before your words erupt. Step out of the role of the wounded to see another heart that is also aching. When you choose to see through the eyes of mercy instead of judgment, you silence the voice of the enemy and welcome my presence into the space between you. Remember, each time you choose not to speak out of fear of hurt, you allow silence to become distance. Each time you let pride prevent a needed conversation, you let the enemy build a wall between two souls I have divinely connected. I do not desire for you to run from truth, but neither do I want you to wield it like a sword to wound each other. Let truth be light, to illuminate, not to burn. You may speak the truth, but do so with love. You may express your heart, but let it be in submission to the Holy Spirit, not under the sway of your anger. Speak, yes, but speak to build up, not to tear down. Listen, not to rebut, but to understand the heart behind the words. For only when you dare to enter truth with humility can I use love to mend the invisible fractures growing silently between you. My beloved, I long for you and your friend to learn to sit together not only when things are going well, but also when misunderstandings pile up, when words unintentionally hurt, and when differences feel impossible to bridge. For it is in those seemingly small conversations that I build foundations unshakable by any storm. When you can look one another in the eye, lay down your defenses and say, "We are not against each other. We are fighting together to protect this sacred bond," that is when the gates of heaven open. Learn to see the situation from a broader perspective. Don't rush to define someone by a momentary action. Ask me what they are battling within. Perhaps a reaction that hurt you was not born of malice, but of a wound still unhealed. Perhaps a painful word stemmed from a deep fear they do not know how to articulate. Let me help you see beyond appearances, into the soul, so you may support rather than criticize. And if you are the one who first recognizes the breach, do not wait for the other to take the initiative. You be the one to prepare the table, to invite them to sit, and to begin the sacred conversation. I will give you the wisdom to choose gentle words, the tenderness to soothe their wounds, and the courage to uphold love even when you feel misunderstood. My child, love is not about agreeing on everything. It is about committing not to abandon each other in the face of disagreement. And unity is not sameness, but the choice to remain together even amid differences, because both of you place me above your own pride. My beloved child, if you can do this, then not only will your bond be preserved, but it will become a beacon of light to lost souls, those who have given up hope that unity is possible. For when others witness the two of you choosing to walk together in the light of my presence, despite wounds and misunderstandings, they will know that love from heaven is real, and I will be glorified through even the simplest of things. Therefore, my beloved, do not fear disagreements. Instead, fear the moment your heart no longer longs to find your way back to each other. Fear when you stop praying for unity. Fear when you allow silence to grow louder than love. And when you feel weary, return to me. For I am the one who held you together from the beginning, and I am the one who will heal every fracture, every wound, if you surrender it all into my hands. And remember this: relationships established by me are never defeated by differences, but by a lack of commitment to preserve them in the spirit. Yet, if you remain steadfast, I will take care of the rest. What I have joined together, no force can separate. For the love I placed between you is not a fleeting flame, but a sacred fire, guarded by my very hand. My beloved child, when I unite two souls, it is not by coincidence, nor is it a temporary test. It is a divine orchestration, sealed by my breath and confirmed by the harmony of heaven. Every step closer, every first glance, every seemingly ordinary collision between the two of you has never existed outside the eternal plan I designed long before you stepped into time. Every moment you share is woven into the flawless blueprint of my will, a plan not only for love, but for transformation, restoration, and a calling that transcends your individual lives. Do you not know? When I bring two souls near, all of heaven holds its breath, because the bond between you is not merely emotional or sentimental. It is part of a divine current of destiny. It is the meeting ground of promises, of covenants that I myself have forged in everlasting love. Therefore, everything that unfolds along the way, whether sweet or bitter, smooth or painful, carries a purpose far deeper than what your eyes can perceive. If you trust me, then trust this: no event is wasted, no moment is meaningless. Even when things occur that leave your heart bewildered, even in seasons when you feel set back, when loss seems louder than hope, when nothing aligns with your expectations, remember, you are only standing at the edge of a much greater masterpiece I am painting. Sometimes what you perceive as breaking is me, refining your soul to be more tender. Sometimes what feels like delay is me laying down a stronger foundation for what is to come. Did you not once ask me for what is best? Then, when what you longed for seems to linger, believe that I am preparing something greater than you ever dared to imagine. For my love does not desire your happiness for a moment, but your wholeness for a lifetime. I do not give you a love that flickers and fades, but a bond forged through time, trials, and faithfulness, so that when you step into what I have promised, you will not only receive it, but carry it until the very end. Do not fear when things do not unfold as you had pictured, for I am not confined by human logic. I work beyond time, beyond feelings, beyond comprehension. There are things I am doing in your soulmate's heart that you cannot yet see. There are journeys I am walking them through that you cannot yet understand. And there are depths I am awakening within you to prepare you for what is to come. I am not merely joining two hearts. I am converging two destinies, two sacred rivers whose every heartbeat must flow in harmony with my will. My beloved child, if I am the one who laid the very first foundation stone, then I am also the one who will bring the work to completion. If I am the one who breathed life into the connection between the two of you, then no power can extinguish it as long as you remain in obedience. But you must understand this: my plans do not always follow a straight line. I may take you on a longer path to teach you patience. I may allow you to walk through a barren season, so your heart may learn what true dependence looks like. I may pause everything, not because I have withdrawn my hand, but because I am reinforcing the foundation. And if right now something is making you doubt or shaking your footing, then stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask me, Lord, help me to see through your eyes. Because if you look only with your natural eyes, you will see chaos. But if you look with eyes of faith, you will see that I am working in the silence, in the very delay, in every door that closes, and even in the dreams that seem to be breaking apart. My dear child, I did not promise that this journey would be easy, but I did promise that I would never leave your side. I did not say that everything would unfold according to your desires, but I did promise that all things would work together for your good. If you love me and walk in the plan I've laid out for you. And my plan is never just good. It is perfectly good, surpassing anything your heart could possibly imagine. Let your heart rest in this promise. If the present doesn't look like what you had hoped for, then surely I am doing something far greater than what you expected. Don't be quick to assume I've said no just because you haven't yet seen what you prayed for. I may be answering through another way, through a path no one dares to choose, but one that leads you straight to the most precious things. My beloved, there is a deep truth I need you to grasp with absolute clarity. The enemy of your soul does not fear relationships born of the flesh, but it trembles and rages before connections birthed by the Spirit. Because it knows that when two souls are united by me under the seal of heaven's confirmation, not just one life changes, but an entire spiritual flow is released. And that flow can break chains, tear down strongholds of darkness, and awaken sleeping souls to the light of truth. That is why, my child, do not find it strange when strange things begin to unfold just as you and your kindred soul draw near. Do not be surprised when the once warm atmosphere suddenly feels cold, when conversations once filled with light fall silent, when your heart starts to question even the very words I've spoken. These are not signs that you've strayed from the path. On the contrary, they are the clearest indicators that hell is in disarray, because darkness cannot bear the light that is released every time you and that person step closer in obedience. The enemy has seen, before you even fully understood, the impact of this divine connection. It knows that if the two of you truly unite in harmony and obedience to me, it will lose not just a foothold, but an entire long-term strategy. So it screams, it distracts, it slips into the unseen corners of human emotion to sow doubt, pain, and division. It exploits every unhealed wound, every unspoken word, every gap yet to be bridged, building a wall of coldness between two souls that were meant to stand side by side in holy unity. But take heart, my child. No scheme of the enemy can outmaneuver my hand. Stay in me, and I will carry this connection, not just to fulfillment, but to divine purpose. My beloved child, I do not speak these words to frighten you, but to awaken you. For if you could perceive the depth of spiritual impact that the union between you two carries, you would understand why the enemy is so frenzied. It does not scream because you are weak. It screams because you are growing stronger in your calling. It does not wage war because you are insignificant. It wages war because you are nearing a turning point of destiny, and for that very reason, it will do everything within its power to sabotage this connection, even if it has to disguise itself as a reasonable explanation, an innocent coincidence, or a fleeting emotion. Do not be deceived, my child. The enemy does not only show up when the night falls. It arrives in the silences between two hearts. It whispers when you stop praying for one another. It sows doubt when you choose not to communicate. And in those seemingly ordinary moments, it plants in your heart a seed of disappointment, a touch of weariness, a subtle sense of distance, just enough to make you give up on what I am building. But I call you now. Do not let go. Do not let the enemy win the battle because you chose silence over intercession. Do not let darkness steal the light simply because you were too tired to keep the flame burning. Rise up. Rekindle your faith. Enter your secret place and declare, I will not lose what God has given me over a passing wave of emotion. Speak life over this bond. Call your soul companion by name in prayer. Take your place as a warrior standing guard at the door of destiny I have opened. For you are not just guarding a relationship. You are guarding a part of my great design. You are guarding a flame that will warm an entire generation. You are guarding a lamp that will light the way for wandering souls. And if you remain steadfast, if you continue to stand in the gap, if you do not let wounds make you retreat, then I will act. The enemy may scream, but it cannot steal what I have sealed. It may cause confusion, but it cannot undo the covenant I have established. As long as you do not let go, as long as you do not withdraw your hand, as long as you continue to love, to intercede, to believe in me more than in what you see, then you will overcome. Not with feelings, but with life. Not through logic, but through my light. My precious one, never forget, every time you choose forgiveness, a chain of the enemy is broken. Every time you keep your word, darkness is pushed back. Every time you choose prayer over doubt, angelic armies are released. And every time you place your hand on what I've spoken and declare, "Let your will be done," all of heaven trembles. Remember, feelings do not determine destiny. Faith does. Circumstances do not dictate the future. Obedience does. And it is not the noise of the enemy that shakes what I have built, but only an unsettled heart can delay what I have ordained. Yet if you stand firm, if you hold tight, if you keep your eyes fixed on me, then what I began, I will complete. The enemy may roar, but it was already defeated the moment you chose to believe me. And what you are guarding, if surrendered into my hands, will not only be preserved, but will bear fruit 100-fold. For I am the keeper of covenants, and the covenant I made with you, no darkness can erase. All you must do is keep the faith, and I will take care of the rest. My beloved child, what I have begun between you and your soulmate is not merely for the purpose of comforting one another in private moments, but to create a spiritual resonance across a generation. When I join two souls, it is not to provide an emotional safe haven alone, but to invite them into a sacred journey, a divine collaboration ordained before the foundation of the world. You are not just to be each other's solace in the night, but a beacon of light for wandering souls. You are not just to walk together through hard seasons, but to open spiritual gates through which others may pass. You will see when the two of you walk in humility and love, I will do immeasurably more than what you ever imagined. For when two souls move in unity according to my will, nothing shall be impossible. I will place in your hearts visions that can only be unlocked through oneness in the Spirit, and in conversations that may seem simple, I will release words of great power. In silent prayers exchanged between you, I will touch spiritual realms unseen by the natural world. You will witness a wonder. Your spiritual growth will multiply as you journey with your God-ordained companion, not because they are your crutch, but because they are the one I have appointed to unlock the potential still hidden within you. They will see in you what you once believed impossible, and you too will become a mirror for them, reflecting the beauty I have planted in them since the beginning. I never intended for one to fulfill their destiny alone, and so I give you this person, not as a reward, but as a piece of your divine calling. You will learn from one another not through lectures or correction, but through authenticity, humility, and openness. Your differences will not be barriers but catalysts, expanding your hearts, your vision, and your spiritual capacity. One will know when to fall silent so the other can raise their voice in prayer. One will know when to pause so the other can rise. And through every step, I will be in your midst, not as a distant observer, but as the guide, the father, the friend, and the flame that never fades. I will place my own words upon your lips, words not only beautiful, but powerful enough to stir hearts, break darkness, and heal unseen wounds. When you speak, people will not merely hear your voices, they will sense the very tone of heaven. I will give you the language of life, the words of light and wisdom that flows not from books, but from intimate communion with me. But my child, I will not hide this truth from you. This journey will not always be easy. A union forged by heaven always sends tremors through the kingdom of darkness, and because your light will shine into places where darkness once ruled, there will be reactions. Envy-laced words, gossip, suspicious glances, and even attempts to tarnish what is pure between you. These voices are not from me, but they will rise to test the posture of your hearts. When that happens, do not respond with bitterness. Do not let your heart grow hard because of what you see or hear. Have mercy on them. Pray for them, for they do not know what they do. They cannot see that what you are guarding is a seed of my kingdom. They do not recognize that behind your light is my hidden hand, weaving a miracle. And do not strive to defend or justify yourselves. I will do that for you. My name will be glorified not by how you fight back, but by how you walk in glory, in humility and in holiness, amid the noise of the world. Remember this: no one can fully understand a connection I have ordained except those whose eyes have been opened by the Spirit. And you do not need the world's approval when you already have heaven's affirmation. So walk with that companion of yours, in faithfulness, in love, in prayer, and in mutual growth. Keep walking, despite the noise. Keep walking despite the opposition, for every step the two of you take together will leave spiritual footprints that others will one day follow. And in them, they will find hope. My beloved child, I did not bring the two of you together merely for happiness. I brought you together so that my name may be glorified through your lives, and that very purpose will become a holy fire, consuming the schemes of the enemy and delivering a fatal blow to the discouragement it once planted in both of you. You are not just two companions walking side by side. You are a living testimony to the world that says, what God has joined together, no force can tear apart. Therefore, stand firm, my child. Keep learning from the other, and allow yourself to become good soil in which they can grow. Together, write a journey not only through photographs or vows, but through every moment you choose to hold on to faith, choose to confront opposition in love, and choose to walk forward, even when doors close or people turn their backs. In every step, every season, every trial, and every victory, I, He who began the good work, will walk with you. There will not be a single moment when you must walk alone. Not one prayer will go unheard, and no seed sown in tears will fail to bear fruit. My beloved, keep walking, because what I am doing in you will not only touch each other's hearts, but it will reach into the heart of a generation, and my name will be lifted high. Because you dared to believe, to hold on, to love, and to walk in the light, even when surrounded by darkness. And I, your God, will remain with you until the very end. My beloved child, let your heart rest in the assurance that comes from me. For I am not only the one who divinely connects two souls, but also the one who abundantly provides every need, so that the love I have orchestrated does not merely survive, but flourishes in the midst of a chaotic world. When I ordained your divine encounter, It was not merely the meeting of two hearts, but the rising of a new season, sealed with my presence, protected by angelic hosts, and filled with the blessings that heaven had long prepared. Child, I know well the things that weigh on your heart, those unspoken concerns, those shattered thoughts in the long nights, those worries about the future, about finances, health, and relationships, strained beyond your ability to repair. I have heard every whispered prayer laced in tears, and I have seen how silently you carry your burdens, trying not to become one for others. But today, I speak over you with all my love and authority. Be at peace, my child, for I am your provider. I will not let you lack when you walk in the direction of my guidance. When I bring your soulmate into your life, they will not be there merely to soothe your emotions. They come as part of the miracle I am working. And with them, I will open new doors. Doors of financial provision, meaningful work, health breakthroughs, and restoration in family relationships. What was once delayed, stuck, or lost, I will touch and renew. The financial burdens you are carrying have not escaped my sight. I did not call you into holy union only to leave you struggling in lack. I did not ask you to build a home together and then withhold a strong foundation. On the contrary, I will provide above and beyond what you can imagine, not in the ways you expect, but in the ways I have chosen. Ways that will leave you speechless in gratitude. Resources that once seemed hidden will be revealed. Doors that once remained shut will suddenly swing open. Connections you thought insignificant will become bridges of strength. For when two walk in unity of heart, no power can stop the provision that flows from me. My beloved child, concerning your health, I know there are afflictions that do not only dwell in the body but quietly reside within the soul. I see the persistent fatigue, the inexplicable aches, and the emotional wounds you have tried to bury deep within. None of them escape my sight. But remember this: I am the Lord who heals. When you step into the season I have appointed for you, your health will also be restored. Both your body and your soul will be set back into divine alignment. And if your soulmate is carrying a sickness of any kind, I will not leave them to bear it alone. I will use you as a vessel through which my healing flows. The two of you will pray together, receive healing together, and witness miracles together, not as a one-time event, but as a daily unfolding of my grace. As for your family, I know that too has weighed heavily on your heart. Perhaps there are quiet fractures among your loved ones, words left unsaid, misunderstandings that have piled up, and emotional distances that seem to grow wider by the day. But my child, when you step into the connection I have ordained, the blessing will not stop with you. It will ripple into your household. I will mend broken relationships. I will bring peace to each shared meal, each glance, each gentle touch. Your soulmate will not come to replace anyone, but will be used by me to help heal, reconcile, and soften the hearts that have long been closed. I am not only building a home for the two of you, I am restoring homes that once were shaken by the storms. Do not be afraid, beloved. Do not be anxious about what you think you're not prepared to face. You are not entering this new season on your own strength, but by my grace. You are not battling difficulties with human power, but with the might of the Almighty who goes before you. And what I have joined together, what I have opened, I myself will sustain with my own hands. Be at peace. Let your heart no longer be swayed by numbers, by news, or by the voices of the world. When I am your provider, no season is ever truly barren. When I hold your future, no storm can rob you of what I have given. And when your trust is placed in me, all of heaven stands with you, and no force from the pit of hell can stand against your obedience. And one day, when you look back, you will not simply see a miraculous reunion. You will see a journey drenched in grace. You will see that every step you took was never taken alone. You will recognize with holy awe, everything was cared for. Nothing was missing. And with tears in your eyes, your heart will cry out, Lord, you are truly faithful. All that you have done is more than good. It is perfect. So, my precious one, do not let fear blur the light I have already set before you. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep praying, keep abiding in me. For when you have me, you have everything. And when the two of you have me in your midst, no lack can ever force you to turn back. I am your provider. Yesterday, today, and forevermore. My beloved child, though I have promised to pour out blessings and to provide for you in abundance, I also desire that you remember this. Grace always walks hand in hand with responsibility, and every gift must be guarded with wisdom and obedience. The blessings I have for you are not the sweet ending of a story. They are the sacred beginning of a lifelong journey of growth in me. And in that journey, I call you not only to care for others, but also to tend to your own soul and to the little sanctuary I am entrusting into your care. Do not become so preoccupied with serving, with loving others, that you forget your own soul also needs daily care. A heart that has run dry cannot refresh the soul of another. A weary spirit cannot lift up the ones you love. Therefore, my child, make space to be renewed in me. Seek the quiet place, where it is just you and me, so your soul can breathe again, and your heart can rest from the noise of life. Learn to love yourself the way I love you. This is not indulgence, but the sacred recognition that you are worthy of being nourished, physically and spiritually. Do not allow yourself to be emptied in the name of pleasing everyone. Care for your body with balance, feed your mind with wisdom, and never forget to water your spirit with my word. You cannot grow strong while starving the eternal part of yourself. And not just your soul, but also your family, the ones I have placed around you, are sacred ground that must be tenderly cultivated. Even as I lead you into a greater spiritual journey, never underestimate the power of simple meals shared, loving words spoken, or quiet embraces exchanged within the home. It is in those seemingly small acts that I dwell. Learn to love your family not only through emotion, but through action. Acts of service, of patience, of forgiveness. Teach your children to know my name not merely with your words, but with the way you live each day. Let your spouse see the light of my presence through the gentleness and humility in you. Let your love for your family become a shelter, a sanctuary for weary souls tossed by the storm. Your family is the launch pad for the great works I desire to accomplish through your life. Do not neglect it. Do not forsake it while chasing after things you think belong only to me. For I am not merely present at the pulpit. I am in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the soft gaze between those who choose to love. Keep learning. Never assume you already know enough about me. Open the scriptures each day as if they were your soul's daily meal. For in every line, every promise, every warning, my living breath is flowing into you. Do not read my words simply to gain knowledge. Read to be transformed. Let my word become your compass, not only in monumental decisions, but in the smallest of matters. In how you speak, how you respond, how you forgive, and how you remain silent at the right time. And my beloved, I know there will be moments when you stand at life's crossroads, unsure whether to turn left or right, whether to hold on or let go, whether to advance or pause. Such decisions may cause your heart to tremble, your mind to swirl, and your spirit to fear making the wrong choice. But remember, you are never called to decide alone. Pray, come to me, lay every matter at my feet and ask, Father, what is your will? I am the one who guides, not only in grand moments but also in the quietest choices. You never trouble me by bringing your questions. On the contrary, each time you seek me before deciding, you show a reverence that stirs heaven with joy. I will lead you to the right path. Sometimes I will answer instantly with a deep and abiding peace. Sometimes I will ask you to wait so your faith may grow. And sometimes I will open unexpected doors you never imagined possible. So, pray without ceasing. Pray not just when trouble arises, but in days of calm. Pray not because I need to be informed of your thoughts, but because through prayer I guide you from within. Pray when you are tired. Pray when you feel strong. Pray when your heart is light. Pray when your spirit feels dry. For through every whisper of prayer I am pouring new strength into you. And my child, know this, there has not been a single moment when I was far from you. I have seen every step you've taken, every drop of sweat you've shed, every moment you clenched your teeth in silence, and every time you lifted your eyes to the heavens without uttering a word. You are not alone. I am walking right beside you, even when you cannot feel me. I am still whispering into the depths of your heart, even when the noise of the world makes it hard for you to hear. Take care of yourself, and care for those I have entrusted to you, and leave the rest to me. You were never meant to carry it all. You only need to obey, and in your obedience you will see me move. I am the one who began this work, and I am also the one who will complete it. Your soul will find rest when you fully surrender to my guidance. Day by day, hour by hour, in every decision, in every breath. For I, your God, am forever faithful, my beloved child. I have led you step by step, breaking every chain that held you back, opening doors to your destiny, and preparing a path for you and your soulmate, one paved with mercy and righteousness. But when the blessings begin to pour out in abundance, when prayers are answered in miraculous ways, and when the unity between your two souls starts to bear fruit and create a ripple effect far and wide, at that very moment, I need to remind you of something that the human heart is so prone to forget. Stay humble. Keep your heart tender. Remember that all glory belongs to me. Because you see, the glory I will place upon the two of you is not the fading spotlight of this world, but a radiant brilliance so bright it will astonish many, stir up jealousy in some, and even captivate your own heart if you are not watchful. The success you are about to step into is not just about ease in your career or finances. It is about being seen, being acknowledged, and being trusted. Your name may go farther than you ever imagined, but that light, if it is not surrendered back to me, will eventually burn you from within. I did not give you these things so that you could become great in the eyes of men. I gave them so that my name would be glorified through your humble and grateful life. Do not allow your heart to be taken captive by the thought that you achieved any of it on your own. Do not let your lips speak as though it was all the work of your own hands. Because, my child, without me, the one who opened the doors, the one who protected you, the one who gave you the ideas and the provision, you would have nothing but dust, despite all your striving. Do you remember the days when you had nothing but prayer? The nights you whispered, "Lord, without you, I cannot go on." The times you bowed in tears, asking me to lead you, to preserve that one precious person, to provide when all seemed lacking. I heard you, I answered, and I walked with you through every season of darkness. So when the light of success begins to shine upon you, let it cause you to bow even lower than before. Let every word of praise be an opportunity for you to say, "It was not I, but my Lord." I have seen those who began in humility, only to forget the one who lifted them when they were praised by the world. I have witnessed souls who once worshipped me in secret places, only to later crave the applause of men more than my presence. Do not let yourself become one of them. Be the one who still trembles before me, even when standing amidst the crowd's applause. Be the one who still seeks the secret place, even when your schedule overflows. Be the one who is willing to kneel and wash the feet of others, even while standing atop the mountain of success. My beloved child, true glory is not found in being prominent, but in the ability to keep one's heart small amidst greatness. Not everyone can carry glory without being transformed by pride. But if you remain in humility, that glory will not consume you. It will illumine you, and through you it will light up even the darkest places where no one has dared to go before. When people praise you, smile, but let not your heart become proud. When they ask for the secret to your success, tell them about me, the one who held your hand through the wilderness. When others try to lift you to higher places, kneel before me and ask me to guard your heart from self-sufficiency. And when comparisons arise, remember that each person walks a unique path, and I alone am beyond all comparisons. If your soulmate is honored, learn not to envy. Rejoice as if it were your own elevation. And when you are the one receiving praise, glance toward that person with gratitude, for without them, your walk would not have been complete. I created unity not for competition, but so that you would lift one another up in reverence of me. And when both of you bow down, giving all glory to me together, your light will rise like the dawn, and my name will be declared, not merely in words, but through the very fabric of your lives. My child, do not let your heart outrun your feet. Do not let high positions make you forget your beginnings. Do not allow eloquent words and flattery to strip the simplicity from your soul. Always keep a part of yourself like the child you once were, innocent, honest, and utterly dependent on me. It was that child who moved my heart. It was that simple faith that opened the way. It was that sincerity that made me choose you from among thousands. And above all, remember this: the glory does not belong to you. Glory belongs only to me. What you receive today is the fruit of an eternal plan woven by my mercy, sustained by my patience, and protected by the blood of the Lamb. That glory was never meant for you to grasp, but for you to give back. And when you do, I will multiply it, I will sustain it, and I will cause it to spread far beyond any boundary you've ever imagined. So when that day comes, the day when many look at you in awe, bow your head, lift your hands, and declare, whether before a crowd or in the quiet chambers of your soul, Lord, it's all because of you. All glory belongs to you forever. And when you do this, heaven will smile. For I, the one who chose you, led you, provided for you, and worked wonders in your life, I will continue to walk beside you. I will continue to uphold you. And I will continue to glorify my own name through your faithful soul. My beloved child, as you walk in the glory I have given you, as the light born from the holy union between you and your soulmate begins to shine over barren lands, I want you to remember one essential truth. Glory is not the destination, it is the beginning of your commissioning. I did not lift you high so you could stand there alone. I raised you up so that you could look down upon weary souls. Stretch out your hand, lift them up, and pull them out of the depths of despair, for it is in serving, in loving unconditionally, that you will come to understand me more deeply. Open your heart to the wounded souls, those who no longer have the strength to call my name, those who once believed but grew disillusioned, those who lost hope after dwelling too long in the shadows. Do not shy away from them. Do not judge them by their mistakes or by the hardened shell of their pain. Come near them with eyes filled with compassion. Place your hand on their shoulder as if you were placing it on mine. Embrace them not because you think they deserve it, but because I once embraced you when you had nothing left to offer. You don't need to be perfect to help others. You only need to be willing. I will place the right words on your lips. I will pour gentleness into your voice. I will embed patience in your gaze. And every time you draw near to someone who is falling apart, you are not only bringing them back to me, you are bringing me closer to them. My child, do not forget that you too were once broken. You too wandered in confusion, feeling invisible in a world overflowing with noise. It was in those very days that I whispered to you in silence, that I touched wounds no one else could see. So, when you see a soul in tatters, do not turn away. Do not step back in haste. That is your chance to offer what you once received: mercy, patience, and love that keeps no record of wrong. I do not ask you to carry the weight of the world. I only ask that you do not close your heart to the pain of another. Let me use you as a bridge. Even a simple question, a warm message, or a silent embrace can become the small spark that melts away the ice. And remember this: when you stretch out your arms to embrace a shattered soul, heaven smiles. When you slow down to listen to tangled words, I am right there with you. Bring them back to me, not through cold instruction, but through living love. Tell them about the one who loved you before you were anything. Let your life be the proof of the transformation my grace can bring. And if you feel unqualified, know this: I will do the rest. I will welcome them with arms that have never closed. My beloved, when you live like this, when you step out of your comfort zone to embrace those forgotten by society, when you shine the light I gave you into the darkest corners of the human heart, you are walking closer with me than ever before. For I too came down not to sit with the perfect, but to stoop down and lift the broken. Go and love, Go and uphold. Go and embrace the souls that are not yet whole. For in that very act, you not only glorify my name, you begin to look more like me with each passing day, and I, Jehovah, the Lord of your heart, will always be there. In the tear of forgiveness, in the smile of restoration, and in every embrace you offer in unconditional love. Now, lift up to me your sincere prayer. Say these words: Lord, I open my heart before your holy presence. If this is the moment when the veil of the spirit realm is drawn back, then please inscribe your word deeply into my soul. Let me not miss the vision birthed from eternity. Let not my logic hinder what only the Holy Spirit can reveal. I receive your light, the light that may cause me to tremble, but will also awaken my soul from the dryness. Lord, please heal the parts of my soul that are still closed off, still entangled in the fear of being wounded again. I do not want to carry unhealed wounds into the sacred thing you are preparing. Please strip away every old layer of armor I once put on because of pain. Teach me to love as you love, without suspicion, without demand, without control. Teach me to simply give, to trust, and to faithfully protect what has been entrusted. Lord, if I am about to enter a divine encounter, please let me know, not through human logic, but through a profound and holy peace. Let your Spirit bear witness to my soul. Let me not rely on human confirmation, but be satisfied with a whisper from heaven to help me believe, to dare to step forward, and to remain in what you are joining together. Archangel Michael, commander of heaven's armies, if you are warring on behalf of my soul and the soul of my God-ordained companion, please continue to protect this covenant. I pray that heaven will silence every voice of division, dissolve every delaying tactic from the shadows, strike down every force attempting to hinder this meeting, ordained by the Father long before time began. Lord, help me not to lose my faith in the silence, when that person has not yet arrived, when the story remains unclear. Help me still believe in the promise. Teach me to wait, not with anxious striving, but with holy expectation. Let me understand that waiting in obedience is itself a form of spiritual victory. Lord, if that destined love comes as a miracle, then give me a heart humble enough to receive it, not with pride, but with the trembling reverence of one who has just stepped onto sacred ground. Do not let me destroy the beauty of unity through fleshly demands. Teach me to remain tender toward the one you send, just as I once knelt before you in silent surrender. Lord, I know that spiritual confirmation does not exempt me from disagreements, from differences, or even from moments of pain. But I ask you to give me a heart that does not give up easily. When storms rise between two souls, teach me not to judge the other by momentary mistakes, but to see the divine story you are writing through them. Teach me to guard the sacred bond with forgiveness and mercy. O God, may the love between me and my soul companion not be built only on emotion, but on mission. Grant us a shared heart for your kingdom, a shared vision, a shared fire. Let this love go beyond sweetness into divine partnership, where two souls together shake the gates of hell and expand the borders of heaven. Lord, if there are eyes that look with doubt, if there are tongues that whisper slander, if outside forces try to tear apart the connection you are establishing, then raise up a spiritual barrier around me and the one you've chosen. Help us to stand firm when misunderstood. Help us to guard each other in holiness amid a world filled with brokenness and skepticism. Lord, I do not only pray for myself, but also for that person, the one whose face I may not yet know, but whom my heart has been trained to wait for. If they are hurting, heal them. If they are weary, restore them. Train them in the fire, just as you are training me. And when both of us are made ready, bring us together in the brilliance of your light. Lord, please be the invisible thread that connects me to that person. No matter where we are, what we are doing, or what season of life we are in, may your divine mark be etched upon both of our souls. Be the translator for the words my heart has not yet had the chance to speak. Be the wings that carry my prayers to the right place, to the right person, at the right destined time. Lord, today I am not only praying for what I long for, I surrender everything. If this love is from you, please preserve it. If it is not yet the appointed time, please hide it. If there is pain, may you use it to refine me. If there is unity, let it become a river of grace flowing from the throne of the Father. I do not need to know the ending, because I believe you are the author of every chapter. My love will no longer be built on feelings. It will be grounded in faith in you. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any life-giving and meaningful messages from Him. Together, we will grow in faith and live a life fulfilled in His love. Amen.